Hi everyone, this is Forrest. Today I want to talk about a subject I've been looking for everywhere on the internet, and I can't find anything on the C3 Corvettes. This mostly involves the steering box, and I haven't been able to find anything on the internet on how to do an adjustment. Now, I see a lot of adjustments, but it's mostly top adjustments. It's basically a vertical adjustment on the steering box for the steering down into the actual steering linkage, and that doesn't really do any good. Now, on Corvettes, they have two adjustments, and I did this a couple weeks back, and I've been driving it, and so far everything seems it seems to be driving really well. It seems more solid, and it doesn't take 2 or 3 seconds for it to, you know, make any kind of reaction to your steering inputs. So I'm gonna go over this today. I have already done the actual adjustments. I'm just going to point out some things, show you how to do it. Now, please realize that this is just an instructional video. I'm not responsible if you damage your own personal vehicle. So I mean, I've done this on my own, and I haven't had any problems since then. So here we go. Now, my steering lash was pretty well out of it. I mean, I had almost maybe this much or a little more steering lash when I first bought this vehicle, and traveling on the freeway was a little scary. Now it has maybe close to a ½ inch now. It still needs a steering box. It is worn out, but it will hold me for hopefully another year. So I don't really drive this car that much, so it's good enough for me at this point. Just drive it maybe 40-50 miles a week, if that, maybe just to car shows and car meets, and sometimes I just take it out to enjoy myself just around the local area. So I'm gonna show you how I did my adjustment, and hopefully you can do yours this way as well. Now we're going to go into the steering box right down in here. Mine's a 74, so I don't know if I think they should be all the same. Now I took out one of these bolts here and put grease in it into the box itself. And see this little ring right here that I have my finger on? I took a pry bar and a rubber mallet and just basically just tapped it until it finally came off. And you're gonna have to watch this, because this will move right here. See this piece right here with this hex bolt, or look like a hex. I'll get in closer here. There we go. Now I didn't really have a wrench big enough, so I used a pair of channel locks, large channel locks, to hold on to it while I move this ring off. Okay, so I basically loosened this, and then when this came loose, this started to move. So I used the channel locks and just tried to
loosen this up as much as I can, because you're gonna go in this way. You're gonna be basically tightening it. Now, what I did, I had my wife get in the car and just kind of move the steering wheel back and forth till it got tight. It's not going to tighten all the way, because you still need to make this adjustment right here if it's out that much. Mine was out that much. So what I did was loosen this, and this right here with the pair of channel locks, once this was loose out to a point to where this can tighten up, tightened it down while the wife was moving the steering wheel, and as it got tighter, up to a point where it was barely tightened, and then backed off maybe just about a quarter of a way, maybe just a little bit, maybe an eighth, to where it won't bind. Okay, so make sure you don't tighten it too much, or you're going to have a binding steering wheel, because it does have to return to zero once you turn. So if it doesn't return to zero, you're gonna have to go back in there and readjust it. Okay, see that? All right, now once that adjustment was done, I basically used the channel locks to keep this tight, and then tighten this ring again back to normal. Now this next thing right here, this top, this is the vertical adjustment, and you'll see down there that the knuckle down there is it affects the knuckle down at the bottom. So this is your vertical adjustment, and this is your horizontal adjustment. So you need both. So what I did then was loosen this nut right here. Okay, make sure you have something here to keep it from moving. And then once again, once that's loosened, I had my wife again, you probably have somebody to move the steering wheel back and forth for you, because it'll take two people to do this. And just tighten it just a tad. It's not going to take much. Tighten it just a tad until you feel the lash going away. All right, and then just tightening it up, and make sure this doesn't move with the screwdriver. I used a large screwdriver, and just tighten it down. And that's basically it. That's all I really did. And my steering wheel is, well, it's locked right now, but it's pretty tight now. It's more solid on the road. I drove it around for a while to test it, and it does seem to steer normally now. It's, like I said, it's solid, and my turning input is a little easier. So, and that's basically it. Thanks for watching.